Okay, welcome back to my channel, guys. In this video, we're going to be talking about acroporas. Okay, this fish tank's been up and running for about 6 months now, and I'm just going to do an update on the growth on some of the corals. Okay, I love acroporas. I've been keeping them for about 15 years, and it's never been easier to keep acroporas in a reef tank. So sit back and enjoy the video. Okay, now we've gone back 6 months. So this is a brand new tank. I do have a video of why I had to change tanks. But yeah, the corals have been into this one for about 2 days now. And what we're going to do is going to have a look at this one, and then we're going to jump forward to where we are now, and we can see the coral growth. You can see there's been quite a lot of growth in the last 6 months. I mean, just look at that rainbow loom. That's got up to 30 centimeters long. This is it back 6 months ago again. This is with the blues on, so you can see the color of the corals. I have fragged a lot of the corals as well. There's the golden jaw dropper and the strawberry shortcake. There's the rainbow loom 6 months ago. And this is what it looks like now today. So the golden jaw dropper and the strawberry shortcake is pretty similar, but I've been fragging those and keeping them trimmed up nice. But you can see the rainbow loom has just taken off massively. And this is the brilliant thing about doing these videos. I can look back 6 months ago and I can see the difference in the corals. When you look at a tank every single day, you don't really see the growth. But recording it 6 months ago, and you can see, wow, it has really taken off. There's been quite a bit of growth there. At the beginning of the video, I said it's much easier now to keep acros than ever before. And that's mainly because of advances in the hobby and technology. Like things like the salt is so much better now than it ever has been before. Things like 2-part dosing as well. We had Triton back in the day, but before then we had absolutely nothing. And we understand the corals and what they need a lot more now than we ever did before. The filtration has also improved over the years. Things like skimmers have really got so much better now, so efficient at taking proteins and waste out of the water. You've got roller filters now. That wasn't a thing. And they're brilliant at removing detritus from the water before they have a chance to break down. The technology has also got more reliable. Things don't break anymore. I've had the same heater in here for 5 years and it's still running. It's a titanium heater, and that's connected to a heater controller. Okay, let's talk about some of my tips on keeping acros. I like to keep things simple. The simple the tank is, the less things that can go wrong. There's less changes when things are simple. And that's my philosophy of trying to keep this reef tank. Everybody knows about stability. Stability is the key. So if you can keep things stable, then, the reef is going to do really well. And if you're testing alkalinity every hour, then adjusting for any changes, then that's not going to be stable because you're constantly testing, you're constantly changing it. Whereas I'm testing once a week, it's not changing in my eyes because I haven't tested it. So I'll see over a whole week if it's gone up and down and then adjust it. With my parameters, I like to keep them at natural seawater levels because when I do my water changes, my parameters are exactly the same as the salt that I'm using. So when I do a water change, there's not that big, massive swing. I'm also doing very small water changes. And when I do it, I put the new water in the sump, so it has a chance to mix in, and then I'll turn the return pump on. Also, the corals have improved as well. There's a lot of corals now that have been in systems and aquariums for probably over 10 years, and they've been fragged over the years and passed on and passed on. And now these are so much hardier than the corals that we used to get from the wild that could have been, they could have had pests. They weren't adjusted to the lights that we use, and they were super stressed from traveling, and they'd just be put in the shops, and the shops would want to sell them as quick as they could to get them in their aquariums before they sort of died. And now, we've got frags that are probably 10, 15 years old in the hobby, and they're so much easier to start a reef tank from. With the corals, there's also people that do it very well. So you've got signature frags that aquaculture their corals, and their corals are perfect. They're ready to go. They're pest free, and you'll be able to start a really good Acropora dominated tank straight away by using their corals. How we get information has changed as well with YouTube. There's so many people showing really good tanks, and you can really learn from these guys. Before YouTube, it was all trial and error. You tried something, it didn't work, and then you went back, and then you tried something else, it didn't work. And that's how we sort of learn in this hobby. Now with the internet and YouTube, we can all learn from these videos. Going back to the parameters, I just want to talk about phosphates and nitrates. Back in the day, we were trying to reduce them as little as we could. We were trying to get them down to zero because we thought that was helping. We thought that's what the corals needed. But really, all we were doing is starving the corals. With a bit of trial and error, we found out that phosphates and nitrates going a little bit higher is actually healthy for the corals. There's a little bit more food in the water. And everything's so much healthier now. We've slightly upped the phosphates and nitrates. I keep my phosphates at about zero point 0.1, and I keep my nitrates between sort of 10 and 25, and this is perfect for the corals. Let's talk about how I feed my reef tank. I feed a mixture of frozen, some flake, and some pellets. The frozen food has got a mixture of mysis in there, really good quality mysis for the copper band. Also some copepods and some small bits and pieces in there for the amphias and the green chromis. I also turn off my pumps, the return pump, so all the food stays within the tank. I will then put my wave makers back on and mix it around the tank so the corals can take up anything that's left over in the water. I also feed Celcon to the fish as well. I've also found feeding the fish well and keeping them nice and healthy has a knock-on effect to the corals. The corals are also healthy and coloured up really nicely. I just want to say a big thank you as I just reached 3,000 subscribers. Okay, I'm also doing memberships on the channel now. If you could help me in any way, that would be absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. If you liked it, please like and subscribe because that also helps the channel out massively. And that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.